Hello friends, my name is bhautik. Today is the 2nd of May. I am going to tell you about the energy level which we have seen about this kind of lectures. 500 love we have seen about it. We will see about the joy. Energy level 450, 540. 5 energy level 540 is about the joy. As love become a more and more unconditional, it brings to be a experienced and inner joy. This isn't suddenly joy a placement turn of the events. It's constant accumulate the all activities. Joy assists from the within the each moments of existence rather than from any other source. 540 is also the level of handling and spiritually based self help groups. From a level 540 up is the domains of saints. Advanced spiritual students and harness a capa- capacity of enormous and patient and the persistence of the positive attitudes in the face of a tolerant advisory characteristic of this energy field. The hallmark of this state and comparison people who have attended this level and noted the effect of others. They are capable of the prolongation of a visual gaze, which is include a state of love and peace. At the high 50s, the world on seas is illuminated by the expertise, beauties, and perfection of creation. Everything happens effortlessly by the synchronously, and the world and everything is the seen to be expression of love and derivatives. Individual will merge into the divine will. A presence in is the felt whose power facility phenomena outside conversation expectation of the reality turn microsly by the ordinary observation. These phenomena reach the power of the energy field, not of the individual. Once seen a repro- responsibility of for the others at this level is is of a different quality from the so at the lower levels. They are decided to use one state of the consciousness for the benefits of its rather than a particular individual. This capacity of a love many people stimulously is accumulated by the discovery that more than one loves. The more one can love, near death experience characteristic by the transformative in their effect have frequently allowed people to experience an energy level 500, 540, and 600. Energy level 600 is about the pace. The energy field is associated with the experience dissipant, designated by the such term of translation. Self realization and gold conversation is the extremely rare, attended by the only 1 in 10 million people. When this state is reached, the distinction between the subject and object disappeared, and there is no specific focal point of preparation. Not uncommonly, individuals at this level remove themselves from the world as the state of bliss that ensure the public ordinary activities. Some become a spiritual teachers. Others work anonymously from the betterment of mankind. A few become a great genius in their respective field and make major contribution of to society. These peoples are silently and may eventually be the officially designed by the such although at this level. Former religion is the commonly translated to be replaced by the pure spiritual out which all religious organizations. Preparation of the level 600 and above sometimes restore a occurring in the slow motion, suspended in the time and space. Nothing is stationary, and the all is alive are radiant. Although this world is the same as the ones seen by other, it has become a constantly flowing, evolving, and executively coordinating evolutionary dance, and which significance are and the source of overwhelming. This awesome relative takes space normally, so that there is the infinite silence in the mind, which has stopped contributing the which which is the witnessing, and the which is the witness take the same identity. The observer dissolve into the landscape and become equally observed. Everything is the connected to everything by the presence of whose power is infinite, executing generally yet to rock soil. Great work of art, music, and architecture that celebrate the between 600 and 700 can transform a temporary to high level of consciousness and are universally recognized the inspiration of timeless. Energy level 700 to 1000. Intelligent. Inig- 1 second, guys. Energy level 700 to 1000 is engagement. This is the level of the great ones of the history who organized the spiritual pattern that countless people have followed through the ages. All are the associated with the divinity with the which they are often identified. This is the level of powerful inspiration. This being the set in the place attractor energy fields that influence the all mankind. At this level, there is no longer experience of an individual personal self spread from the others. Rather than there is the indiffection of the self consciousness and divinity. The universe unifest is the experience as the self beyond mind. This is the transparent of the ego, also served by the example to the teacher. Other how can eventually be accomplished by the this is the peak of the evolution of the consciousness in the human realm. Great teaching until the message and rise the level of awareness of the all humanity. To have such vision is the called grace, and the gift is bring is hidden in infinite pace. Describe the in great techniques unlift the message and the rise a level of awareness of the all humanity. To have a such vision is called grace, and the gift it brings it is a infinite pace of describe and identifiable beyond the words. At this level of realization, the scenes of the one's existence transcend and the all time, and individually there are no longer any identification from the with the physical body as me, and therefore it is a fate. This is a concern. The body seems merely tool of consciousness through the intervention of the mind. It is a prime value of communication. The self merge back into the self. This is the level of honduity of the complete awareness. There is a localized consciousness. Awareness is equally present everywhere. Great works of the art depicting the individual who have reached the level of enlightenment. The characteristic show the teachers with the specific hand position called mudra. When the palm of the hand realize the meditation with the act transmitting the energy field of the consciousness of the mankind. This level of divine grace is celebrated up to the 1000, the high level of attained by the anyone, anybody who have lived the recovered history to wit the great avatar from for the whom the title Lord is appropriate, Lord Krishna, Lord Buddha, or Lord Jesus, etc. So this kind of energy levels are there in the human body or human consciousness. The next one is the chapter of social distributions of consciousness levels. So, how will the social distribution works in the consciousness level? We will see about this in chapters. A graphically representation of the distribution of the representative energy levels among the world's population worlds remember the shape of a polygon roof in the 85% of the human race. Celebrate the below circles level of the 200 while the overall average level of human consciousness today is approximately 207. The power of the relativity few individuals near the top consciousness and the workness of the masses toward the bottom to achieve this overall average. As meditation, only a 4% of world's population celebrate the energy field of 500 or above. Only 0.4% reach 540 and the level of consciousness celebrating the 600 or above is reached by the only 1 in 10 million. At the first glance, the figure may be seems improbable, but we examine the world conditional. We'll quickly remember that the population of entire subconscious live at barely existing level of famine and disease are the comparable the frequency accommodated by the political operations and scant social resources. Many of these people live a state hopeless, celebrating the at the level of apathy and rise to their exact property. We must also realize that the much of the remainder of the world's population, civilization as well as primitive lives, primarily a fear the measures humans send their lives in a quest of the from of security of another. Those whose lifestyle translated by the imperative of the survival allow the distractionary optional become a grease of the desire driven world's economic meal and success in the attending this desire leads of the best pride. Any meaningful human satisfaction cannot even commence until the level of 250, where the some degrees of soul confidence being the emerge as the basis of the provisional life experience in the evolution of consciousness. The energy field below 200 are the common in the extremely primitive conditions, where the people ask the our bare survival, clothing in manager. Literacy is the rule infant of the mortality in the highest disease and the manipulation of widespread in the at the thread is the vacuum of social power. Skills are rudimentary and the center around the getting the fuel and the food of the participating seller, and there is a total dependency of the wages or immediate environments. This is the stone age, the crucial level, little more than animal existence. Population characterized by by the low 200s are the typically by the unskilled laborers, rudimentary trades, and the buildings of simple artificial, such as the doubt can not and the temporary housing mobility beings the express itself in the nomical life cycle and in population that average somewhere higher consciousness, agriculture appearance and better evolved into the use of tokens currently. The mild 200s are associated with the semi-skilled labor, simple, but the lives struggling housing and the food economy because of the depended by the available clothing is the acquired and the immediacy of the education beings. The highest 200s are the represented by the skilled labor, collar workness, tradeness, relative commerce, and the industry at the lower levels of example finishes in the individual tributes activity, but the above mild 200s become industries. At the level of 300, we find a techniques, skills, and awareness, craftsman, routing manager, and the more sophisticated business structure. Compilation of secondary education become a customary and interest in style, sport, and public entertainment appears. TV is the greater pacemaker at this level. In the mild 30s, we find management assistant and the educator with the informed awareness of public events in the worldwide that expand the beyond the tribes, neighborhood or city to the national large and welfare. Social dialogues become a meaningful matter of the interest. Survival has been assured by the acquisition of the skill and information adaptive to the function as the civilized society. There's a society mobility and flexibility and the resources that enable the limit amount of the travel and other stimulation of reactions. The 400s are the level of awakening and the intellect where the true life libraries, higher education and professional classes, executive and scientists can be founded. The home which is dividing of material and the lowest level. Here's the exhibition mechanism theoretical and the full block case. There is the intent of the educational broadcast channel on TV and the more sophisticated political awareness, great communication, adeptness, intellectual potential, and the artistic creatives are commons. Relational activities take the form of the chassis level. There are a contractionist civic enterprises intended to enhance the social menu when you receive the serious attentions. The Supreme Court Justice President's statement intros and the leaders of industry occupied by this general range. Because the education is the undershipping of this level, individual tends to greater in the metrofinal areas where they have access to source of information and industrial such as the universities. Some aspire of the to faculty status where the while other become a layer or member of the other professional classes. The welfare of one's fellow men is the common cause, but not yet a driving force. The highly forced 400s are the associated by the with leaders in their representative fields and with highest socially percent precise accomplishment. The corresponding social trapping, both the interest and the frequency celebrated by the 499. But while the 400s are the level of universities and the doctorates, there are also the source of limited and limiting the Newton vision of the universe and the characteristic space between the mind and body. Just as the level of 200, the critical chance of the consciousness is a 500, is the point at which awareness makes another blind left. Although the survival of the individual is still important, the motivation of the love brings to the color of activities and the creativity comes into the full expression, accompanied by the commit and the dedicated and the expression of the Christmas. Here, excellence is the common in the every field of human behavior, from the sport to specific investigation. Algorithms become a motivating factor along with the dedication to principal leadership as accepted rather than short. From this level, great music, art, and the architecture emerge as the does not capacity of unlift by the one's mere presence. In the upper 15th, inspiration leaders who set example of for the rest of society are found, and the in representative fields created the new prediction with their far-reaching implementation of for all. Mankind, although the well awareness themselves that they still have a defect and the limitation, people on this level are often seen by the general public out as a out of the ordinary and the may be recognized with the ember of the distinction. May people in the main 50s being to have spiritual expression and the experience of the profound important and become a invisible and spiritual purists. Some astonish astonish their friends and the females with the sudden breakthrough into the new subjective context of reality consciousness, and this level can be described as a vision and many focus on the uplifting society as the world. Few even make the great lap of the region that celebrate at the 600 at this point, and the individual life may become a legendary. The signature of the 600s is the capacity the pre- preveding and the all motivational activities. Progression of consciousness. Although the level we have described span and the great visionary, it's uncommon for the people to move from the level to another during their lifetimes. Their energy field that is celebrated for the individual at the birth only increments on the average by the about 5 points. That that an individual's level of the consciousness is already in effect of the birth is a soberating ideas without with the profound the implication in the consciousness itself. It is the expression of the human as the human civilization evolves slowly indeed through the innumerable generations. The majority of the people realize that their experience of the elaborate and the express the various of their negative energy fields. It is the rare individual who made the move beyond it, although many make considerable internal improvement. That the reason of the for for this more is easily underratable the when we see that the when defined one's level is the motivation. progression of consciousness. Although the level of describes pain and great visionaries, it is uncommon of people move for the one level to another during their lifetimes. The energy field is celebrated for all individual as the birth only. Increase on the average by the uh, our about the 5 points that individual level of the found consciousness is already is the in the effect of birth is sobering it ideas with the profound of implication and consciousness itself in its expression as the human civilization involves the slowly indeed through the innumerable generations the majority of people analyze their life experience to the elaborate the and the express the variation of their native energy field. It's that a rare individual view who manage to move beyond it. Although many may make a considerable internal improvements, the reason of this more easily understandable when we see that what defines one's level is motivation. Motivation process from the meaning and the meaning it true is an expression of the context that thus achievement is beyond the context which when corresponding the alignment with the motivation determine the individual relative power. The average advance of the mere 5 points in the lifetime is of focus a specific figure progress by the among other things is the unfortunate fact that people's cumulative life choice many times the result in the not lowering of their level of consciousness as will be enumerated in the detail later in the influx of very few individuals of advanced communications countless counterbalances entire population at the lower level, but the controversial, the extreme negatively of the few privileged individual can be sway entire clusters and the products of global drag on the general level of consciousness. As the history illustrates too well, neurological testing indicate that a mere 2.6% of the human population identified by the abnormal neurological polarities. Testing testing strong to negative attractor and weak positive attractor account from the for the 72% of society's problem. No, non-thereless is the possible make sudden positive jumps leaping up even the humans of points. If a one can truly escape the egoist draw and the sub 200 attractor feels consciously to closing the friendly, earnest kind and forgiving approach to life, and the eventually making the charity charity towards other one's primary focus higher level can be certainly be acted in the particular great will is the required. Thus, although is the ordinary to move out the one of the energy field into the another, during the one's lifetime is the opportunity still exists. It remains the motivational of achievement that potential without the excretion. The difference between the 361.0 and 361.1 is the very meaningful and the capable of the transforming the both one's life and one's effort on the world's large scale. Thank you so much. This is all about it. We will go next chapter in the next lecture. Thank you so much.